If you're interested in doing a long travel build on your Tacoma, then this video is for you. We're going to break down the price and benefits of a long travel build on the front and rear of a 3rd gen Tacoma. But first, let's talk about why you'd want to go to a long travel suspension in the first place. Long travel in the front of an IFS independent front suspension truck is essentially just longer upper and lower control arms that allow you to have more flex up and down without that tire being sucked in towards your frame, giving you a better ride and performance off-road. You can also run bigger shocks, obviously, so that you can use this travel in the most effective way. In the rear, it's all about mounting your shock at a higher location on the top of the shock mount and adjusting where the bottom shock mounts go as well, so you can fit a larger shock in the rear. For this build, we chose BajaKits +2 kit for the front and Archive Garage for the rear. The shocks we're running on this are Fox DSC long travel spec shocks, and we used Dobinson's leaf packs. So let's talk about the front end of this Tacoma in particular. We chose to go with the BajaKits +2 setup for a few reasons. One, this is Colorado, there's narrow trails. Two, this is a daily driver, kind of off-road warrior on the weekends. And three, BajaKits is fantastic. The parent company is Brenthel Industries, and they build trophy trucks in the same building by the same team who builds the BajaKits as well. The BajaKits setup is gonna come with CV axles, tie rod extensions, upper and lower control arms, and all of the spacers and hardware that you need in order to install this setup. The price of this BajaKits setup package is $3,700 plus tax and shipping. We paired up the BajaKits with Fox DSC long travel spec shocks. These are dual adjusters, so you can adjust the low speed and high speed dampening. These Fox long travel DSCs are gonna run you about $2,600 for the coilovers. Anytime you're going to run 35s or higher on a Tacoma, you need to do a cab mount relocate and adjust the pinch weld as well. We're big fans of DRT fabrication, and this cab mount relocate will give you a lot more clearance, so you're not going to rub against your cab mount with your bigger tires. These are 35s on this truck. And this kit will run you about $1,200 installed. So total price to install with about 10 hours of labor and an alignment, you're gonna be out the door at $9,100 plus tax on the front end of this truck to go long travel. Now let's talk about one of my favorite things in the world, the rear end. The most noticeable thing about the rear of this truck is the Archive Garage shock relocation towers. This product is fantastic. It allows you to run a 14-inch by 2.5-inch shock without going into the bed of your truck. The reason this is innovative is because before, in order to get a shock of this size into a Tacoma, you'd have to go through the bed and use a cage that takes up a large amount of your bed space. So if you're gonna build a hybrid truck like this, kind of your prelander type of build, you want as much space as you can for everything you need to go on vacation, go camping, go wheeling off-road. And this kit couldn't be better. The engineering's great. Archive Garage, we're huge fans of here. And speaking of Archive Garage, you might also notice this truck has the Archive Garage hammer hangers on the leaf packs in the rear. These hammer hangers put your leaf pack in a better position and give you more travel, and they're also a lot beefier than normal hangers in the rear. This truck also has one of Archive's options, which is a cross tube in the rear, which is a high clearance tube that gives you a little bit more strength in the rear suspension. Archive's Garage Ultimate Off-Road Rear End Kit costs $1,700 plus tax and shipping. And we also paired up the rear end with Fox DSC long travel spec shocks. These are 14 by 2.5, and they obviously have the DSC adjusters, so you can adjust your high speed and low speed dampening. This truck's really heavy. It's an overland build. It has drawers in the back. It has a big lightener rack on there with a rooftop tent, a dual swing rear high clearance bumper from Backwoods, and there's at least 1,200 extra pounds back here. So we had to get a really nice leaf pack. This one is from Dobinson's, and it has an overload leaf as well, which will carry a constant load safely and smoothly of 1,240 pounds. We also really like Deaver leaf packs and Icon RXTs, but in this case, for something this heavy, this Dobinson setup is perfect with the overload leaf. You're gonna spend about $1,300 for a premium leaf pack like this, You're also gonna have to spend about $2,000 to get nice shocks like these. And there's a lot of fab work that goes into doing the shock relocation towers and the hammer hangers. This will bring your grand total for the rear end to about $7,100 installed without tax. So for this long travel setup, you're looking at a grand total of $16,200 installed. Some of the things we didn't discuss in this video are hydro bumps or bump stops in general, which this truck has normal bump stops. I have hydro bumps on my truck. And I mean, the sky's the limit with long travel suspension. You can do a 3-link in the rear, or if you're willing to relocate your gas tank, you can do a 4-link in the rear. You get a lot more flex. That will take away from some of the daily drivability of this truck on the highway, or if you're gonna really put a lot of weight in here, it might not be the best choice. There's a lot of different options for long travel kits as well out there, but this kind of is the perfect setup for Colorado if you're gonna have a daily driver that you also wanna go play with on the weekends. We do a lot of long travel builds here at Mountain Yotas, and a lot of people who have these trucks, they're not dedicated off-roaders, so we know how to take daily drivability into consideration and make the best choices for you. If you'd like to talk about a build consultation, hit us up at mountainyotas.com or at mtnyotas on Instagram, and we'd be happy to help. In the meantime, why don't you subscribe and check out our other videos as well. Thanks.